Hi everyone. Uh, a couple of months ago, my daughter came home with a book from the school library, which was about a penguin that wakes up one morning and all of a sudden the boy penguin finds out that it turned pink. Then they take the penguin to a doctor, and the doctor says there's nothing to be a pink boy penguin, and affirms it without any actual diagnosis. And later on at the school, everyone is encouraged to affirm the penguin and validate it. So I got, well, very upset when I saw this, and then I tried to explain to my daughter what the higher level story is, what's going on behind the scene in the society. And I'm just coming from a meeting with the school's principal, um, to discuss this book. So I suggested them to ask them to read out the book from the library according to the Ontario's um, criteria due to misinformation. And the principal told me that since the book is about a fictional story, it's not related to promoting transgenderism, and it can't be read out. So I'm recording this video as a message to every school staff, every principal, every teacher that is in this situation. Um, Physics is pretty much like music, okay? Just like how music is made up of notes that they seem meaningless, but when those notes come together and form patterns, they project meanings. Physics is also made, I mean, time-space, the world we experience, is also appears to be made up of seemingly meaningless particles. And these particles, when they come together and form patterns, they project meanings. And whatever we do, the actions we take project meanings. And if our actions project meanings, we are responsible for the meanings projected. And the value is in the meaning projected. So you can see that, for example, in a trial case, in a murder case in a court, people can get different penalties based on the meaning they projected, whether it's been a accidental murder, whether it's been a intentional murder. They can get different penalties because based on the pattern they generated through their action, the meaning of the action can be valued differently. So the value is in the meaning. And looking at it like that, you can imagine how every decision of every human being, the pain it contributed to any life form, can be calculated in a big graph. And then you can figure out the score for every human being, okay? It's a very logical perspective towards what's happening, and what the value of those actions should be measured against. There should be an objective value that I think it's consciousness. I mean, experiencing anything throughout life requires being conscious, and therefore consciousness is the primary value, the objective value that we need to maximize. That means maximizing scale and scope of consciousness, maximizing the number of human beings, the number of life forms, and their rate of growth should be our as a basic principle in making every decision. And something like transgenderism is directly against that. And there is no two sides to this story. Like the principal said, I told him that, like, what if you were asked to hand out cocaine to children? And he said, it's not like cocaine. There's two sides to this story. There's no two sides to this story. Science is pretty clear about it. Many scientists, many psychiatrists came out and talk about it. I sent him already one of the big ones, one of the big names in psychiatry, Dr. Paul McHugh, the chief psychiatrist of Johns Hopkins Hospital and the distinguished professor of psychiatry in Johns Hopkins University. He essentially said in a public statement that transgenderism is a mental illness, and affirming transgenderism is promoting a mental illness. It's disorder of assumption similar to anorexia. People who look into the mirror, although they're very thin, they feel they're overweight. So, and also studies have shown that going through transition surgeries in the long term, after 10 years, increase the probability of suicide. So essentially, the school staff, teachers, and principals are in a situation that they are told to hand out cocaine to children, and it's clear that they're contributing to the murder of children. But if they don't go with it, they lose their job. The society, to some extent, is taken hostage. The government's taken hostage by the big hedge funds, the billionaires, and to maximize to maximize their profits, they are initiating these ideologies in the early age in the school system, because it's been estimated that when you're a girl and transition to a boy, your body doesn't start producing testosterone all of a sudden. You will become a lifetime client of these pharmaceutical companies, and it's been estimated you'll generate about a 5 million revenue throughout your lifetime, which is taken out of taxpayer money. So it's pretty clear what's going on, but given the current situation, what does a teacher should do? What should a principal do? I think since you're still responsible for your actions, no one is forcing you to do that, but you are choosing to do that to hold on to your job. Therefore, you are still responsible for your actions. And if you do the wrong thing, and if you contribute to the pain caused to another life form, if you contribute to the murdering of another child, another human being child, the pain you contribute, the pain your decision contribute to the child, to the parents, to anyone else, will have a penalty for you in the end. And you cannot say, just say, this is my job, I'm not in the position to decide, I just have to do it. No, you are a human being. You understand what good and bad is. You're responsible to stand up against evil, no matter what level of the society you're operating in. I told him that Nazi Germany doesn't happen just because there's one Hitler. It happens because everyone in the different levels of the society agrees to reiterate a lie, and that's when a catastrophe happens. So we shouldn't just go with it. We should stand up against it. I think we should take on these positions, like being a teacher, being a school principal, but we also should use every situation, every decision-making opportunity to circumvent these policies as much as possible and protect children. I hope this message reaches everyone in this school system, and hopefully we move into the right direction. Thank you.